So over the weekend I was busy and I decided to do one of my favorite chicken recipes for dinner. And so I've finally gotten around to getting it prepared to share with you. This is chicken thighs with an apricot sauce. I should say apricot thyme sauce. Fabulous meal. Again, really good for you because it's boneless, skinless chicken thighs. As I think I said before, I'm not a big fan of chicken breasts, even though I can make them tenderly. I just like chicken thigh. I like turkey thighs. I like dark meat, if you will. So enjoy. I hope you love it because I think you will. And frankly, the chicken would go great with the Brussels sprouts we just did. So I always use both ginger and garlic. I happen to love the flavor of ginger. In fact, one of the things I'll do in the future is share with you guys my favorite grilling sauce, if you will, and it always has ginger in it. So what you're going to see is ginger, garlic, apricot jam, and some thyme, as well as fresh ground pepper and fresh ground salt. So I'm going to let the ginger and the garlic just be in the ghee and olive oil just a tiny bit at a very, very low heat, because my goal here is to have the garlic and the ginger infuse itself into the oil and ghee. So when I put my chicken in, it's gonna add those flavors immediately to the chicken. So I've added my boneless, skinless thighs to the pan. As you can see, the garlic and the ginger is already in, and I've turned up the heat to just below medium to start things going. I've added some salt that I got from southern France that includes pepper and truffle. And I've also done some fresh ground pepper. So I've added salt, pepper, and some absolutely lovely thyme. I actually so much love thyme on chicken, and so I've added fresh organic thyme to this side of the chicken. I'm going to turn it over shortly and do the same thing on the other side. So I've turned my chicken over and I've added seasoning to the other side, intentionally doing it separately. And what's going to happen now is I'm going to add a lid to the pan because I'm all about flavors blending through being confined. You have to understand that I reduce the heat and the steam and the cook still happens, but through that process the flavors blend. I've covered my pan and I'm going to leave it covered for about 2 minutes. Because we're dealing with chicken, it's vitally important that the food is cooked thoroughly, but what you do not want to do is overcook chicken because then it tastes like shoe leather kind of. So what I've got going on right now is I've increased my heat just about medium. I have turned my chicken again to make sure that I'm covering my bases. I don't want to overcook one side to the other side. And in a moment, I'm going to add some white wine to make sure that all of the moisture comes back up into the meat. I know it sounds kind of odd, but for me, I can always tell how well something is cooked by poking it. I know it sounds kind of goofy, but the more time you spend doing it, the easier it is to make sure that what you're serving people is cooked enough. And right now, all of my pokes are kind of perfect. All of this is looking pretty perfect, so I'm going to add some white wine and just help it cook down a tiny. I'm also going to reduce my heat down to about between low and medium. Again, I'm working with a gas range, so it's a little easier. And I'm going to cover for about 2 minutes. Isn't that pretty? So now the next thing I'm going to add is about a tablespoon of apricot jam. So what does apricot jam do? It blends with all the other flavors. And if you've watched anything else I've done, you know that I'm all about flavors blending. So this is going to give us a sweet, savory taste. Just enough sweet without too much. And combined with garlic, the ginger, the thyme, and all the other stuff, you're going to have a fabulous, fabulous meal. So we have this fabulous chicken, thighs, boneless, skinless. And now I'm going to go over to our sauce. So the sauce is a combination of ghee, olive oil, thyme, ginger, garlic. And it's all, and also the chicken reduction. So it's just coming out of what the chicken is doing, the chicken thighs are doing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn up the heat, and I'm going to create an absolutely amazing sauce because I've added apricot jam, one of my favorite things in the world, apricot jam to the sauce. I'm now going to turn up the heat to about medium, and I'm going to reduce this sauce just enough to make it thicken, and then it's going to be what I will pour over my chicken thighs. Doesn't that look pretty? Notice I've left all the renderings from the chicken thighs, all the time, all the things. I wish there was taste-o-vision because my mouth just exploded because I tasted it to make sure it tasted just what I thought it would taste, and it so does. So have fun with this. I'm going to pour it over my chicken. Enjoy your meal, and I'll see ya for cauliflower coming soon. Yeah, baby.